I'm going for
All right.
All right.
No, I'm just helping out. I mean, yes and no, I do it, but not in real life. I'm more of a person.
Rue and Karen.
And they really.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and start our meeting. It's- I'm not throwing erasers. No, I'm just kidding. I did teach college. They don't have erasers there. Now I presume.
Whiteboards.
Yes. All right, so everyone, welcome. I want to thank Amy for doing this demo today. We're gonna do a brief meeting. Real quick, just to let everybody know what fun things YSA has coming up. And for September, October, there's always so much that's overwhelming for what we get to do. And then also some things change because a lot of our artists use your art trails. So a quick update, we now have 144 members. And Rue is going to join, so that's gonna be 145. And as a member, everyone gets to put up their bio and artwork on the website. So Jennifer has created a nice little video, so anybody who hasn't put their bio and their artist statements and everything up on the website, it's a great opportunity, especially if you don't have your own website, because the SEO on it is really nice. Sometimes you're gonna find the YSA site before you're gonna find your own Facebook, before you're gonna find any of even your own website. So definitely do that, and then it's gonna have a link to your own website if you have one.
Yeah, so you have to log into the site first, which you'll get a login if you're a member, you have a login. And then under members or member info, just go to artist page tutorial and there'll be a video on how to set your page up. And then there's artist page or edit artist page. And you just go to that and fill out your information. And you can upload 5 sample images and a link to either your website or your Instagram or whatever.
Or all of the above.
Yeah, or all of the above.
Yes. And then for anybody who doesn't get the newsletter, make sure to go to the website and sign up for the newsletter as well. And in the next newsletter, actually from this point forward, we're gonna have that tutorial in there. So if you forget to do it after this meeting, we're going to remind you each time because again, you know, we have a membership directory, but if it's only half filled out,
It looks kind of.
looks sad. It does look sad. Yes. Alrighty, we have art demos on, once a month. So obviously Amy is today. And then our next art demo is Rivka Schaffner, and she is gonna be doing bookbinding. And so that's a fun one. And then in November, Shannon Grissom is going to do a demo. Not sure what yet.
Not sure what yet.
But always,
And that one will be
Expired.
Zoom only, right?
yes.
Shannon's. will be-
Shannon is now up in San Jose, so she is a amazing painter.
She's in
If you've
Rockland.
ever seen like big jumbo monkeys, those are
It's
hers.
the Sockman. She's in
Rockland.
Rockland. Her dad's in San Jose. She had to be up there for him, her husband. So Rockland was close. All right, I don't know where Rockland is. Got it. And then we talked about everybody making sure they're part of the newsletter. But the other thing I forgot to mention is if you have an upcoming event, there's also the opportunity for you to submit it so that we'll add it in the newsletter. So it'll automatically go to Jen on the calendar. We kind of have to approve it just to make sure that's, something that's of interest for everybody and not really, I'm having a garage sale. So
Yeah, so that on the website, that's on calendars. It's under calendar, submit an event. So you can go ahead and submit any art events that would be informational for all of us.
yes. So we also have monthly groups. This is where it gets a little complicated this month because of art trails. So there is not going to be a portrait group in October because of Sierra Art Trails. And then plein air is a TBD, so it's kind of a floating place as well. So again, get the newsletter, to stay, tuned for that. And then the photo group has now officially moved, so it's going to be
Be right here.
on the second Tuesday of each month. And it's 6:00 PM. The next one's going to be October 8th, and the theme is nostalgia. So Jen, you want to speak to how to go on and post on the Facebook group?
Yeah, we have a special Facebook group called YSA Photo Group, so you can join that. And if you're not able to come to the meeting, then on the day of the meeting, you can feel free to post your work there. And we do an assignment every month. And we do ask that at least one of your images is current for that particular assignment. And then if you want to do another one from your archives, that's fine too.
And I'm gonna do a little housekeeping, if everybody can silence their phone, or else I have inner ear things and I'm hearing things. Somebody's getting a text and it might be me.
Yeah, I'm hearing dings.
I'll go silence my phone.
Okay. Well, especially once you're doing demo and
Yeah.
somebody's phone goes off. Remind me to do my own when I'm back there. All right, community galleries. Right now, we only have the one rotating show at the visitor center. And I currently have artwork there, and I believe Joellen is going to be following me, but every 2 months, there's an opportunity to hang your art. It's usually about 7 pieces. It's free. It's nice because people come and view your art on the way to the bathroom. But at the same time, I've sold there, other people have sold there. So you're forcing them to view your art. So, and the nice thing is they don't take a commission. They don't charge us to be there. So it's just good exposure, and you hang your bio, and I even, put a little Venmo in case somebody wants to buy it. Do it that way. So the next one will be coming up in December, I believe. And then the Gallery Row, YSA has an artist showcase each month. Currently, Carolyn, you're still there? And I forgot to write who else was there. Carolee Jensen.
Barbara.
And Barbara, thank you. I'm like, I knew and so the following month, there's one person, but we're looking for 2 more. And it's $40 each month for 2 months, so it's $80. John does take 30% commission.
I think she has somebody for the next go round. It's 2 months, and it's this coming week where they're taking down, right?
Okay, so yeah,
I think
no,
she has that covered, but the time after that,
got it. Okay, so December is,
yeah, and if they're interested, contact Carolyn Hartman.
yep. And again, that'll be in the newsletter each time, so track it down that way. Alrighty, talk about women's voices, women's vision.
Coming in December, we'll have the call for entry open for Visions of Self. It's our 5th year
Yes.
of a women's art show international, so anyone can apply, not just YSA. And it's a really fun show. It's women expressing who they are, however you might interpret that. Doesn't necessarily have to be a self-portrait. It's just the expression of self. And then we do in March, in Gina's gallery, we do a local show of the local artists that have participated in that.
Now, talk about the number of people and countries.
Yeah, I mean, we've been up to 14 countries that have submitted. Yeah, and almost 200 entries every year. So it's really exciting. Maybe we'll hit 200 this year.
And the nice thing is, the distillery at my gallery holds about 40, we did about 45 pieces.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the local show. And so it's nice to do that in March. So we
For Women's History Month, yeah.
So we'll do that again. And then we also hang at the bank at United Security. And the next rotation for that will be November. And Sandy and Sheila handle that, and they'll send out an announcement when it gets closer. Oakhurst Art and Wine Hop. That's my baby. I love, so if you haven't, make sure to grab the little map. You can drive yourself. You can take the trolley for $20. You get a glass of wine and you get to go around. The trolley does go every about 35, 40 minutes, so you can really only go to 4 places, so kind of plan accordingly, but it's different each month. And so, the nice thing about that is there are different level of artists. You don't have to be, you know, certain places you can have your own setup, certain places you can have a table, you know, so depending on where you want to be. Definitely look into, there's a matrix and online, you can learn more about that at oakhurstart.com. And then we're also tonight having the Sierra Art Trails preview exhibits. And so- reception, thank you. And that is 5 to 8 p.m. And I'm really excited because I just learned 2 days ago that I'm the keeper of the flame.
Oh, so that's your secret?
What?
Is that supposed to be secret?
It's in the catalog.
Oh, okay,
So
all right, so not too secret.
No, yes.
We won't tell.
So now I can say it.
Are the catalogs out yet?
Yes,
They'll be available tonight. Yeah.
yes. You're right. Should I have said that? I don't know.
It's fun, you can brag, you have the right to brag.
She put it on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't sure if I was supposed to, now that you mentioned it. Good point. I don't know. So I'll just act surprised. And then, we're also gonna have a booth at the Fall Festival. So October, YSA works with the visitor center, and so we've got a booth for that. Monica has been graciously what we call herding cats to get artists, because a lot of us do art trails, so finding artists who, you know, aren't doing that. So anybody is still interested, there's one spot left for that.
Do you have the display boards there, or is that something we have to?
Nope, that's all set up. So you're gonna have the pop-up, the grids, tables, chairs, just need to kind of rotate art in, and we're asking everybody to sit for about 4 hours. And you can do it just one day. The event is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but you can also just do, you know, one day, even 4 hours. So if you're interested at all, contact Monica or I'll forward. And let's see, we're also, with Jen's help, having featured artists in the Mariposa Gazette each month. So do you want to speak about that?
Right, Kelly Flanagan is going to write an article to feature one YSA artist each month. And so I'm kind of being the liaison with her and YSA. So if you want to nominate yourself or somebody else for that, feel free to email me at jennifer@YosemiteSierraArtists.org. So I can have a lineup. I sent her 5 people already, and I just randomly chose. They didn't even know they were being chosen. And so I don't know if they're even viable, but I would like a list, like maybe for the next year, of people who are going to be featured in this monthly. So that was really nice of her to do that. Yeah.
Well, and the other thing about that is a lot of the same people are really good at marketing themselves. You know,
Vicky.
Who said that?
But, thank you, but some people don't, so I think it's a good opportunity for that, but even more importantly for that is Jennifer Moss is going to be doing a how to do social media and market yourself workshop.
Wow.
Right, at the gallery. So, December 8th, I believe.
I think 7th.
Or 7th, December 7th. I'm gonna probably hop over to the galleries after this and just solidify the date and time. So it'll be social media for artists.
Yes, and it's gonna be a little more than our normal demos because it's.
Yeah, it's for
white
the,
act.
it's a for-profit organization.
No,
No, it'll be at YGAG.
yep,
YGAC means Yosemite Gateway
Art
Art
Center.
Center.
Right.
at Gallery Road, yes.
Oh my God. I didn't even thought of what that was.
It's still better than the scat for.
Yeah.
The scat. I still, I like being in the scat, but I'm like, anyway. Okay, and then one other little fun detail is part of my role has been transitioning into more community outreach. We all did the banner, or not everybody, but we did banners for the town. And so those hung, and then on November 9th at the community center, we're gonna do a little gala and an auction for all of the banners. So working with the beautification committee and putting that together, I'm frantically working on invites for that, so you know about it first. We're just trying to solidify the details.
Too bad there's not enough things going on in this.
I know, right?
It's a dull time of year.
Uh-huh. But at least that's after art trails. And then they wanted, it was kind of like the week after art trails. It was like, you need to make it. Yeah. For a couple of
Further
weeks
out.
later and earlier in the day, so, you know, we can all, a lot of people don't drive at night, so it's now gonna be kind of a little garden theme and 3 to 6.
That's nice.
But hello.
Sorry.
But do keep in mind that, you know, buying the banner also goes towards the goal for us is we did all these banners, but then we struggled with poles. So they do want to do the banner project again next year, but a lot of the fundraising is to have nice poles, so we can do a banner project. Yes.
Do you know if that auction for the banners is gonna be silent or live?
I believe it is silent. I don't know if I threw out the idea of doing a buy it now price, but I'm not sure where that landed as far as how much it would be. So stay tuned on that one. Right now, I'm just making pretty pictures and pushing times. I don't have much say in the other part, but I definitely think that that's an opportunity to make some money. All righty, that's it on my list. Does anybody else have any new business to share? All right, I couldn't do all of that in 20 minutes. Yes.
I'm gonna move those bits.
Lend to myself.
Someone has to keep me up, like, call me. Turning on.
I have to tell you, I so enjoyed Amy's
Oh, you're-
enthusiasm to do this as we emailed back and forth. I know. And your one comment was "Phew," at the end. It was great.
It got bigger. It's good you didn't give me like 3 months' notice because we would have had to camp here for days.
With the fish.
Well, cook the fish on night 1. That's the idea.
Okay, and we want to get to her show. So Amy's an artist and teacher who has created and shared her love of art since childhood. That's cool. She grew up in the Midwest, earning a BA from Carleton College and an MFA from SDSU. Is that San Diego? Okay, good. Her interest in ceramics led to many happy and challenging years teaching clay at the high school and college levels. In addition, she implemented an art in the classroom program at her daughter's elementary school in Clovis and taught older special needs students at Fresno to the Fresno Arts Council's Teaching Artist program. Currently, Amy teaches after-school STEAM enrichment classes to secondary school students in outlying community. Do you all know what STEAM is?
Yeah.
They changed it. It was STEM.
It's still pretty much STEM. We have to fight for that A.
They had to put that part in there and gave it an A.
Science,
So it's science, technology, engineering, and math. Then they put that A in
Arts.
there. So now it's STEAM.
Yeah, it's a tough
Um,
one. The A.
Throughout, Amy has potted, sculptured, painted for regional exhibits, participating in Sierra Art Trails, local art association sales, presented workshops, and shown in dozens of Fresno art hubs. In 2019, she was awarded the Fresno Arts Council's Horizon Award. That's wonderful in the arts. Amy was recently honored to have giant versions of her Shuri animal portraits permanently displayed along Highway 99 in Madera as part of the Caltrans Clean California project. Amy, welcome.
Yes, thank you. You're in very good hands because I've taught special needs, I've taught little kids, TK, I've taught oh, snobby high school students, I taught. So whatever you throw at me, I'm okay. What I've learned is we are going to start with, I mean, you blah, 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 everybody's blah, blah, blahing at you. So we're going to have a vigorous introduction to the idea of fish. If you didn't get the theme of the day, please pass one of those around. No, you have it, give me arm, pass it over there.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, you get to pass it over to everybody,
I know, I do.
all right?
I don't think
And-
that's special needs.
Special needs, right there in the front row. Oh, okay. I have to remember this is recorded and it will not be disappearing forever into the ether. There's 4. And hold up a real seat here.
I get messy.
Oh, you were gonna be so good.
Oh.
I don't think so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you've got a good right arm, so that's gonna work really well. There's 1, 2, 3. And now these are big ones. So that was okay.
That's right, have to match. Mine does.
Yes, you need 1 pattern and 1 plain. I know it's so tricky, these little details. How many, what, where, how?
I read it.
All right, 1 for your table, don't fight. You guys, I don't believe you'll fight, you got kind eyes over here. All right, you guys get 2, because you're deadly looking. Okay, all right.
Anybody else?
Everybody, you're getting one of these. Carolyn, we'll email it to you.
We're gonna I'm gonna have everybody take pictures of everything at the very end or
Here,
something.
you want to do a screen capture?
Yes, you, wow.
The window. Okay.
Once you see how they're done, is it Carolyn who's the only,
Yes.
she's in
And
charge?
there's some, there's plain piece
All
of
right.
paper. You know, so-
Okay, so I'm putting that on the floor. Okay, so we're warming up here. You got scissors, right? Okay, good. All right. Now, just so you know, I pride myself in having gone to a bunch of schools, and the thing that we're making is called, and I do this with some little people too. Actually, they're medium-sized people. We're doing the angler fish. Okay, the anglerfish is that deep sea in the midnight zone fish that swims around with huge eyes, and the males, which we love talking about the men. The male fishes, they're like little teeny weeny ones, and they attach to the female. The female is the big one with the little bioluminescent lure that hangs out in front. And so we make these, and we're gonna make one of these, but without the anglerfish lure, because we're making probably a trout or somebody friendly that we know, and I actually had to go buy these fish from Vietnam. It's been a long day. So these are Vietnamese, okay, I can't wait to look this up, rabbit fish. Rabbit fish, do they hop? I don't know, but I can't wait to find out. So we're gonna warm up, we're just gonna get going. I know this isn't gyo, excuse me, I'm gonna do my Japanese.
Go ahead.
Gyotaku. It means, and this I know is jumping ahead, gyo is a word that means fish, Gyo, and taku means rubbing or imprint. And some of us oldies love to go to those places where you rub against, I mean, you can do it with trees, you can do it with tombstones, you can do it with brass rubbings in churches, but that's the thing. And I'll tell you more about why they do it. So this is gonna be something you take home. I mean, you've got to teach the world, folks, so you got to take that home. So we're going to fold this kind of origami style. Yes, there is that connection. It's a Japanese technique. Kyotaku. So I know you got it. I know you got it. All right. So somebody wrote on my pattern angular fish, which I think is kind of funny. I don't know why I go off on these tangents. It's angler fish, and it's not, but they are kind of angular. So that was not my doing. And is this like something you torture the people with? Let me just untorture myself and.
You gotta hold up what you're doing, Amy.
Yes, I'm holding.
Well, no, so.
Oh gosh, guys, origami,
So we're doing
a classic. Yeah, do that. Cut off your extra. cut off your extra, folks.
Making a square.
You're making a square. That's the fastest way you can make a square. It's all math in there. And if you want that math lesson, I'm happy to provide it, but I think we should just leap right over that one. So you can either fold your extra piece over, and there you've got this lovely line to cut on. Don't overthink this, guys. Just get the square. And if you don't, if you're all tight and like scared right now and nervous about cutting straight, just give it up. Just let it go. Cut with, look how crooked that is. Fine. Yes, I am alive. So do not get hung up. And this is, I hope the way you approach your art is that if you are tightly wound, you'll never start, and then you'll eat the box of chocolate and you will not begin the fish thing. So you must just dive in and make a ton of mistakes and laugh heartily. All right, now we are going to fold. I don't know, this is really tricky, but you guys are gonna maybe, is this, if I move, no, I can't move. Nope, I'm not gonna move. Poor Carolyn would be upset. So we are going to fold as if we are making an arrow on either side.
Did you cut it? I was swear.
Did you see the way I cut that extra piece off? So now I've folded this, right? And now look at our little guide. You can see that when you're a little kid, you can start to understand that the little dotted lines are fold lines and the solid lines are cut lines. Oh, the codes we use as humans to understand our world. This right here could be a 3-hour adventure in making keys and yes, it's exciting. And you guys haven't done this for a while, so yay for us. All right. Now, once we have our little, looks kind of like a strange speedy airplane, we are going to fold it back in diagonal, and you can see now that there is going to be a. Is this what I should do for my friend Carolyn? Yeah. You're going to see that you are noticing a bunch of lines that look like little tiger stripes. Those are solid, therefore cut lines. So let's go ahead and do our cut lines. Yep, open it back up and let's make a diagonal. And it's interesting, you guys, what you're doing right now in your brain is fascinating. You are seeing and doing, and it's what we don't do very often at all anymore. And so some of you are thinking, what did she, how, ooh. And that is being alive. You have forgotten that you're hungry. You have forgotten that you're like your dog is needing to go outside. You've forgotten all that stuff. And that is the whole point of any of this stuff that we do. All right, so we're going to start at the, and you can see with your little map, you're going to start putting, people always ask, how many? Well, the law says you have to count and do it no, you don't. You just get to start. You're going to cut as many as you feel you will. Down to the fold line exactly. Now there's an exactly, that's a bad word, right, in art? Try to hit the fold line, folks. That's what I recommend. So I'm cutting on the fold line. Did you see that? I'm cutting on the fold line. How many little people are cutting on the, nope, okay, good. So make sure you're cutting from the fold line to make these little flaps. And where am I going to stop? Well, I think you should stop right before you hit the end.
So the camera.
Oh, sorry there. This is very good for me.
Yeah.
No, I'm so far away there.
Yeah, right there. That's good. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay, notice it's the fold line. I did Zoom for years during COVID to classes, and I had the camera like down on my work, not on me. I mean, I am not exciting. It's this stuff down here that's more exciting. So everybody's through. You don't overthink this, you guys. Did somebody cut? Oh, don't worry, we've got more paper. Say, yay, I just love to cut. Yay, I love to cut. Here you go. We get to do this again. Okay. Am I doing the whole way? You're gonna get to do it again. You did a good job on the floor. It took me literally. I love that. This is your friend Harold.
All the way
And
there.
now we're going to do a George, so we're gonna make one of these again. Actually, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna catch up again. All right. Okay, so after that, I'd like you to see that there's a solid line round about the eyes. You can decide what kind of snout to make. And you're just cutting off the little end of your beast. You don't want him to have a pointy snout, do you? So you can, I mean, there's no law. So, so let's cut off the little snouty.
Yes.
This is actually a test. I'm deciding whether or not we can move to Gyotaku. Okay, so once again, I am cutting using only this fold, the center fold. I should have named it fold A or something, but so for Janice, she's doing that. Hey, Janice, I love that. I know.
You took the piece of paper, you got creative.
I gave you mine. It's a lucky one. That's yours now. Don't you ever teach kids? Just sleight of hand there. That was like, now you're caught up. All right, all right. So there's a little snout here that looks like a bird beak, and you could use that for something else maybe, or if you're thinking,
That is on the top.
I'm gonna hold this steady and I'm going to use my,
We're not supposed to put all the way in.
you're going to stop. Don't worry, you got more paper. You got it? Everybody's, did you see your map? This is your map to get places. Okay, now if you, all right, so open it up again, everybody, and fold on the center diagonal, the first fold. Good. Nice job back there in the back row. All right, we're going to snip off the snout. Now, if you'd like, you could even just have that held up and you can start to see that there is the sameness happening here. See that? And we're going to just cut our little snout off. Do they have snouts? No, but they are now going to have that cut off.
This part, oh, I think. Up there.
Let me look at that one. Hold on. All right. Looks. You've got a short tail on this one, but that's okay. We're gonna snout that one. We're gonna.
Okay, that's
That's gonna be your tail. It got bit by a shark.
Yeah.
Now you're, I don't have it. Let's see how everybody's doing. This is your, whose is this?
That's it.
That's the wrong.
That was
one
the-
I did.
Oh, got it. Okay, well, we could use this as an example, but see that snout? We're gonna get rid of that snout. Like that. Good job, good job. Yes, 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 snouted, everybody. All right, so moving right along. This should not overwhelm us, folks. We are going to put a dab of glue. Do you see how when we fold the bottom two flaps underneath, you start to have this body of a fish that's starting to rock and roll? Yeah, look at that. So you can see it's pretty easy to put a couple of dabs of glue. I'll work on the camera spot here. Couple dabs of glue.
There's one.
Is this, like, did the glue separate in my hot garage? Shake it first?
Yeah.
Ugh. I didn't think white glue did that. If it's clear coming out, then, wow, that's very odd. Maybe it's just seems to be somewhat sticky. So then we're just going to fold it over like so.
Let's show you. I think it-
See that? Yes, perfect. It's perfect. It's exploding glue. There is just no rhyme or reason. Okay, there we go, you guys. As soon as that sticks, I'll be really happy. I think my glue was.
What are you doing, Lisa?
Watery glue. Elmer's Do more research.
Oh, the food.
I know, then that presents problems
Masking tape.
with itself. I brought the whole studio, so it's hard to believe it's not. Let me have some of your superior. Love that. Love that. Okay, so now we've got this, and sometimes I stick my scissors in the middle, I don't know, just to hold it down. So I'm gonna show Carolyn. Carolyn, it's really hard to be far away, isn't it, while you're but this really is partly for you, because you may not have dead fish at home in your freezer. So this is the closest to a fish you may get today. All right, so back to the flap that's left. We need a lower jaw, and you can see on the model, the pattern, that you have a U-shaped lower jaw. And here is your extra paper. Here is your fish.
Oh, I see.
And what you're going to do is you're going to cut off. I turned mine sideways, and let's give you all some colored pencils to use if you would like to use pattern pencils.
You just cut off the. I cut off the long end. Oh.
Pass those, 1, 2, 3.
Well, this is a little too cold.
Something. And yes, you could. Right motors, I know. So let's see, how's it going? Oh, it looks good. You cut off the tail. Okay. Don't worry, we have a sharp at yours and yours, so. Wait.
The kindergarten person.
No, you absolutely should rejoice in your childlike approach to all this. Okay, so let me demonstrate this very quickly. So there you have your opening of your mouth, and there's going to be a jaw that goes in that's U-shaped. So let's just make a little mark. We can fold it to get it to be, the right shape, and we're just going to draw a U shape. We could even fold it in half if we are adherents of symmetry. So check out my little mouth, jaw, perfectly U-shaped, and it gets stuck down to the bottom of my fish mandible. So it's like a big tongue. Now that is just. I'll give you another piece. I'll give you another. You just keep going. Cut out that jaw. That's good. See this? This jaw is used to right in there. And it's U-shaped.
Killing here.
Yeah, she said, I already.
So that's supposed to go there.
And I got this.
Okay, so Janice cut off her tail. Now I'm using her name. Did you hear that? Janice, do you all know Janice right here? Yeah, Janice is just like a delightful art maker and patron. And she is just.
She's a wonderful person.
Yes, I'm thrilled. And she even brought dead fish as a contribution to the excitement here. So everybody, do you all hear her name, Janice? And then I've said it 3 times, so everybody should have memorized it. Yeah, you ready? Go ahead and let's try to, oh, that's a cool job. Let me flip that around.
Yeah.
And let's do this direction. Oh, this will be a nice looking job for a guy. Look at that. Stick that in there. So now you're going to glue this on. Tell me your name.
Wendy.
Wendy, I knew that, but did everybody else? Wendy. Okay, you guys, Wendy's right here. Do you all see that? That's important to start to know your colleagues when you're lost in the forest. You need to know who's there. All right, this could be a forest of ours. So we just glued on a little flap, you can see on the other side of the bottom mandible of Sinclair. This is my fish's name. Okay, got this.
Yeah.
All right, now what other parts do we have? Let's look at our example up here. We have a couple of pectoral fins. Pectoral fins, everybody, do you all work out your pecs at the gym? So everybody knows where the pectoral fins are? Underneath you, those are the pecs. pectoral fins. Isn't language amazing? It just like applies to fish and people and.
Right.
It's amazing. So we're gonna look to cut out 2 pectoral fins. And guess what? Who doesn't want a gray fish? I don't. I want colorful fish. You know, life is sad without having just gray. So I had brought the scrapbook of, see this, Carolyn? All that stuff that you kind of just do. So there's the colors, and shout out your colors, or you can get up, because you know it's good to move your body, but oh, look at these, they're like perfect size. What? Did I think ahead or no? Here, if you guys all want some bright yellow pecs, I mean, the blood is settling in your feet, but that's okay. You guys, I'll bring them to you. If I start to see you nod off, I'm coming around and making you get your own piece of paper. All right, so fold your paper in half. There, good for you. I like that. He's got initiative. We're gonna fold our paper in half, and you can make any shape, double whammy peck fins as you want. So do not let your fear stop you. You can make it look like an oak leaf. You can make it look like a streamlined, I don't know, something, but I've got a half of a leaf. That's what it looks like. And when you pull your piece of paper apart, you've got 2 pecks that match. You see, I folded my yellow piece of paper, but I have more paper. So if you want them huge, you can have huge ones. Little angel wings for your.
Yeah. I'm on my whole.
So cut any shape at all.
Yeah. I'm not cutting.
And you're welcome to
Yeah.
use these.
Yeah, and then you'll cut them apart.
Come on, let me have yours. Yeah, all right, I love that. She's not shy, she knows what she wants in life. So we've got Janice and Wendy. So next to Janice, we have Karen, right over there.
A nice Karen.
And, oh, we don't think that way anymore. That's so old, right? So we just go right past that. I didn't even cross my mind. You gotta go to therapy to get over that. I know. Gosh. So look how we're gonna glue
Right,
those.
because you're gonna cut it apart, because you have to have 2 fins. Oh, okay.
So here's how, let's do the old, how we're gonna glue those on. Okay. Just glue, do not limit yourself by the teacher in the room. Did you all know what her name is over there, down there? She's Janice there. Yeah, Janice and Karen. Yeah. Okay. Karen English indeed. Yes, put it wherever you want. Well, the thing is, I gave you a pattern. You go home and you just tear loose on your.
So your paper. On here.
All right,
You just
yeah.
cut it. You can just cut it.
Yeah, we're gonna put it, so that.
Oh, down the bottom.
It go, pectorals on the bottom, folks. That's, did we just get over that anatomy lesson? Yes, come on now, come on. Stay with me, Karen. Okay, so you know, it's truly hard to do, you are no smarter than a 2nd grader, you guys. It's kind of, no, 2nd graders, this is about as, that's about as difficult as you can make a project. All right, so what other thing we have? We have the tail fin, and some of you have like shark issues, but we are going to use any color. So I don't know, guys. Let me see if I can find some more colors that might thrill you. We could do black, we could do red. Oh, this is nice red. I'm gonna come around and give you some red. Oh, the red is chunky, I like it. Okay. Now, you do not have to obey the color palette that I'm passing out, but I do think you're gonna like the cardstock quality. So here's your tail. And again, you can rebel and get up and get your own paper. 1, 2, 3, 4. And
Yes, cut it in half. I got it.
it doesn't matter. Those are 1 each, yes, and for some of you who had like here, I'm gonna give you a big one because you had like a major what are they, in Civil War, they just like chop limbs off, so I'm, amputation, that's the word. Okay, you guys, you're all in whole pieces, so here is the tail and you. Okay, good.
And here you go, and then so
You
we'll.
don't, you want red?
I already got my copy.
I figured that is the way to do it. Okay, so now, this is what confounds a lot of people. It's easier if you keep your tail piece together. So do you see how this is one piece? Now, I'm not gonna test you on this. So right now, throw your cortisol out your ear, right? That's a stress hormone. Just get rid of it. You're all stressing out over the tail, I can tell. Fold your piece of paper in half. And what people who've done this 600,000 times will know is to, on the fold, don't mess with the fold. So cut like a heart shape. Yeah, that, you all know how to do that. Everybody knows how to do kind of a heart shape, right? A heart shape, and it's heartish shape, but there's that mermaid tail. See that? So I folded it in half. I pretend I'm in 3rd grade and I cut a heart. See that? It's a folded one, and then you open it up and look, it's a tail-ish thing.
Yeah.
I see some squinting from the back row. Let's get over there and save your eyes. So fold it in half and do a heart. Just excellent. I love it. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can see, well, again, these, have you ever seen fish? They are bizarre. I was shopping at RN Market down in Fresno yesterday for these Vietnamese fish. And if you think somebody's designing these somewhere, they are, I think. The fish look really strange. The what is it, the place or PLACE, the ones that are flat on the ground of the ocean and their eye migrates around flounder? What are they?
Flounder, yeah.
Flounder. And then they just lie flat and you think, clever little fellows. Okay, let's glue that on, all right? Let's glue that on.
See the other side of your finished piece.
This one. There. So see how it's got like a vertebrae going right down the middle of its tail. So when you glue it on, let's just do it. Some of you who have the sharp bitten ends will work on that. So it's going to be like so. In my mind, this was like a 5-minute exercise, just so you know.
You know what you're working on.
I'm like, wow, okay. I always overestimate my audience, and that says more about me than about you. Okay, so there we go. There's the back version. Poor Carolyn's dizzy. She's like, where did she go again? She left me hanging. All right, so now we have this flexible fish. Do you see where this is going? Sometimes I make them make elephants. Are you with me? Sometimes I make arms out of these things and we make creatures like, okay, everybody, now let's work on that tailless feller. All right. Oh, that's great. It works.
Yeah, but
I don't have a, you don't have to look.
Again, this is designed by. All right, so I need like a little munchkin to run around after me and clean up my messes. Okay, so eyes, can you handle that? You want some white paper for eyes? You guys, we're gonna be doing eyes, and this may be a great place to start our in our serious part of Gyotaku. We're gonna be doing seriously painted eyes. So why don't we not do the silly eyes like I did on here? And let's try to be serious about this. So, all right, we're gonna use some paper, white paper, and we're gonna like learn some anatomy of the eye that we have to use. And by golly, I'm prepared. Look at this, Carolyn. Yeah, I hear you clapping. All right. Okay, so a little piece of white paper for everybody, and you're gonna cut, we're gonna cut out the eyes after we, I'll just put that there for you guys. I don't know how you're gonna. Just get it, it's pretty self-weighted. Like almost thinking you don't need the guy. We're gonna practice Gyotaku. I wish I could say it like the pros. Did I give you one of these already? Okay. Yotaku eyes. All right, so I'm gonna do it big on the board. No, I'm not, because Carolyn wouldn't see it, so that's a bad idea. Carolyn, you're just,
We can move I can move the camera.
okay? We,
Adapt.
I suffer, I just suffer. As an art teacher, oh, God, how do you do it without a trash can? All right, so let's do it. I'm gonna do mine big, and you're gonna do yours like regular size, whatever size your guy will love. Again, see, if I had a minion, I would be like, can you pass out the, yeah, please. All right, so I need a minion, a little yellow guy. All right, there are different sizes. Notice the different sizes. Some of you grasp the big ones. And I even have tiny ones for later, so don't get worried. All right, so the eye, oh, I love that. Did you not get a paper?
Well, I just need one more. I have only one eye.
Oh, right. Get in the. Look, you can have more. You can be the keeper of the keeper of the paper and scissors. I love that. Anybody need an eye? Please see my friend
Rosemary.
Rosemary. We've gotten a lot of names here now, folks. Rosemary. Rosemary.
You got two.
Your mother was she loved English literature. I love that.
I don't think so.
No? I would. Okay, so I'm gonna do it on a big piece of paper. It's, by golly, it's so, you can watch hours of videos on fish eyes, but here I'm making fish eyes, not, I guess, eating them, but, so there we have a fish eye that's really lovely. It's so simple, yet exquisite in its real kind of appearance. So what we're going to do is do a light circle. Now, if you trace around a circle, you are already in a bad spot, because is this perfectly round? No. So get over your, like, perfection thing and just give yourself a circle. Now, this is giant. Yours are to fit your little fellow, okay? So don't make them giant. And you can make two, one right next to each other. Or if you're like Rosemary and you demand another piece of paper, you can get another little piece of paper.
Right there.
Yeah, oh, see, she's sharing too. Okay, all right. So let's knock off another name here. Let's do, in between Rosemary and Wendy, we have Carolyn. Oh, Carolyn, the double Carolyns. All right, so we've got Carolyn on Zoom and Carolyn in person. Everybody, if you form the name of people you're trying to remember their names and say it 10 times, you will only forget it half the time after that. Yeah. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is put a smaller circle as the pupil, but here's the trick. Let's make a simple eye. Let's just make a smaller circle. Let's not do anything fancy. We've got, dangers. So there's a circle in a circle, pretty simple. Now you get to choose some fun stuff. You get to choose shapes of the light reflection. And this one is actually this exact eyeball. So you get to put a funny looking shape in the middle pupil. So let me just show you. I'm going to use a double-walled kidney. All right, double-walled kidney. Yeah, that's not too hard.
It's a macaroni.
It's a macaroni eye reflection spot. Okay, let's go ahead and fill in our pupil with our black around our macaroni. Look at us learning how to do reflections in the eye. Already we're almost to the, the Japanese art form of manga. Did I say that right? Manga? you know, you know what I'm talking about, right? Manga, okay. It's the really amazing drawing that is so popular now among the youth, where features, basically, mostly eyes, are ginormous in a smaller little, anime is I guess offshoot of the bigger umbrella manga. Is that right? Or which one's bigger? I don't know. Well, anyway, it's the beauty of those eyes. It's quite amazing. Oh, look, it leads through. Do you know what? We're gonna have a situation with what that.
You like acetone or something?
No, it's not acetone, it's just hand sanitizer. And I'm like,
Oh,
I almost have it.
Yeah.
I almost brought it. So as soon as we get hand sanitizer, we'll clean that right up, and I won't do it again. Okay. All right, so now we are ready for our color. And what was that? It's a funny one.
Filled in the wrong circle.
Oh, gee, I love that. It's a dark night for that guy. You don't see those. They may be beautiful. Here's a couple more sheets here. All right, so now we're ready for color. And the whole thing about color is that I brought too many choices for you. I have water-based markers. I have watercolors, and we're going to be using different ones. But I think for right now, we are going to let's use colored pencils, because the only reason is because it's one of the tools that the more genuine Yotaku artists often turn to, is the pencils, the subtle changes that you can get. I'm not saying you can't get changes. Does everybody have enough colors? You cannot go wrong with colors, you guys. Choose two that are analogous. Am I throwing out some fun terms?
Fancy art terms.
I know, it's like nobody uses them, so you might as well try. Okay. Analogous colors are sort of near each other on the color wheel. Again, there is no law, no police are going to come in to arrest you if you choose purple and yellow. So just pick two colors, and then you're going to go around on the outside with one of those colors.
The outside of the pupil.
Either one. I'm just saying I'm going around the outside of my big circle, but it doesn't really matter. If you start looking at eyes, you'll notice that darker colors are toward the edges of human eyes. But then I do this whole thing on eyes with kids, this whole like art project. And we look at amphibians, we look at lizards and other cold-blooded fellers. And, you know, you've got the best eyes in the land belonging to that crab. What's that crab's name? Starts with an M. Come on, folks, let's see. What's it called? It'll come. Anyway, there's a crab that sees in so many more colors than we ever could, and they have like lines for their pupils. And scientists can't even, the concept of their what they see, it must be amazing. We have to look that up. They're killing me. All right, so I'm starting around the outside, just starting. I'm starting light. How do you use colored pencils, folks? You use the side of them. If you're using them like you're doing a math problem, all uptight like this, squunched up, you're gonna have like tight brain and tight, you know, finished drawing. So turn it sideways and scrape it along. I mean, it's the simple stuff that we used to do as kids kind of intuitively, that you just use the side. And you'll notice in the real fisheye, let's look at this guy right here on your table. And you've got one on this table. There's three, I think. Don't we have one? Yeah, and then there's another one. Fisheye. Yes, you guys get one. So you'll see that they change. You want to press harder probably toward the edge of the outside of the eye. And if you don't want to press harder, you just look for a different color and press that. And so I've picked two different colors, and I'm only gonna do one side or 3/4 around my eyeball is darker. I probably should have thought about my reflection before I did this, but there we go. Anybody need any more pencils? I have more right there. Do you all need an eye to look at? Everybody has a source. Carolyn, what they're looking at is, goodness, I have some on my shirt, but they're looking at that. Yes, don't cut them out first. Did I say cut them out?
No.
All right, we have to watch that, Janice. We have to watch her closely. So there's an eye, and you can also see that a lot of the professionally done pictures here are, you know, this is not rocket science. So just like whatever happens, happens. Let's do a different color toward the inside and not stress about what color it is. And perhaps leave another white spot in the iris. Just kind of color around it. I've got watercolors up here that we're going to be using on the Gyotaku. So now we're going to speed right ahead. Let's cut out our eyes and stick them on our fish. Okay, you're going to want to probably have a couple of like thicker and thinner spots of the outside line. Because the folds and it's not flat. Eyes are not flat. Isn't it funny? Like as soon as you start using your brain when you're, all right, you all know that thing. It's like the words disappear. What happened to them? So eyes have, if you were walking across a fish eye, and look here, we actually have one. If you were to get really close, you'd see that there's little mountains, little hills to climb and down, and then there's an up. So that's why the outside dark line is uneven. It should be uneven around that edge. So once you get that done, let's pop them on our feller. And you could go so far as to put teeth on it, which is just simply cut out of white paper, which we have some dandy little strips right here for your teeth if you feel like giving them some fangs. So you fold them in half. I'll do that as a demo here. Don't you love a messy table? Oh my. They're like, wow, explosion over there. Yes. And then my nightmare is when they tell you as I'm like a vagabond teacher where I go place to place and they tell you, oh, for your next class, you have to move to room 29. And you're thinking, I just exploded in this room. What do you mean move? That's not possible. They don't care. So for the teeth, simply fold your white paper in half. Carolyn, we had a big piece of white paper and we folded it in half. And I'm just going to do my zigzags, you know.
Should the eyeballs be on?
Sure, stick those puppies on.
You got one out.
Thank you. Okay, and then my alarm clock just went off here, so we are going to snap our way to making a flat fish. Wow, I have lots of teeth. Anybody need teeth? Ooh, somehow I cut many. And this simply, you've got your upper dentures. They fold in half, just like so, and then you simply slide them into that little fold. I'm gonna show you how they slide in. They're just glued like that. Okay. And then the bottom one, they're just glued, and then all the teeth are bent up when you're ready, or bent down. So It's
they
folded,
two separate
upper
things?
dentures get glued on right there.
There is one for the top. and
Oh, so you
bottom.
Yep, and then the bottom ones, you glue them any old way you can, sometimes the shorter one, you could fold them different ways, but this just. Yeah, she's like, we're stranded. So. Showing and telling, isn't it? You're so different. All right. Jaws on here, you can put tongues in your fish mouths. I honestly don't think they have tongues. We are not making an anatomy. Here, see how that works?
Gotcha.
Let's see if Carolyn cares how those work. We've glued those on like so. When they stick, they're really great. And then my bottom jaw, I just cut the teeth shorter if they don't fit. So that's kind of my technique. I put them right across there. And then at some point when the glue is a little bit drier, I'm going to fold those up and fold those down to make gorgeous.
Oh,
Do you need teeth? I've got extra dentures over here. Look at these dentures. Okay, lots of teeth. You could get fun with glue over there with all your teeth. You're doing implants. Oh my gosh, these teeth are,
I think.
these eyes are beautiful at these. Oh, I'm such a good teacher, Carolyn. Do you know that? Oh my gosh, these eyes are amazing.
Let's show what's going on.
Wow. Goobers, see, like this one's even better than those because you've added extra. Do you need more blue, purple? What would you like? I've got it. I've got a violet that will knock your socks off, maybe fuchsia, I don't know what it is.
I remade the piece to me because I didn't like that one.
Oh my gosh, talk about put in the mouth time. No,
Wendy, let me see your eyeball.
I.
Your eyeball's on your sleeves.
Okay, so I'm going to clear the scene and we are going to, okay, I'm going to sign things. We're going to learn one more name. Your name, since we're talking about your eyeballs.
Andrew.
Andrew, okay, Andrew's going to collect all the markers. Thank you, Andrew. And let's see, we need scissors taken away, so we'll do whoever's finished. I don't want to disturb the.
I'll do scissors.
Okay. It used to fit. I don't understand. Oh my gosh.
You did get them all out of there.
I know, they all came out so easily and then. I should have a bin instead of a bag. This is where they pause the time, like my time should be. It doesn't count, okay? Okay, so let's get busy thinking about real fish. So Gyotaku, guess what it means? Did anybody remember? It means what again?
Rubbing fish.
Yes, not to give them a massage, but to give us a thrill. Now you already read why this how are your teeth going? Yeah?
She looks like he's like.
Oh, he needs a bottom jaw. Oh, that's it. Here, he needs his jaw. No jaw for you? Have you stick those on with glue? Is that a trick question?
Fold them.
Okay, all right.
The jaw.
No, you fold them up after, so glue them, you know what I would do is rip them off and do like double implants at a time.
Oh, yeah.
Now you can get all fancy with folding them as like a, in a fan shape, but yeah.
Top teeth is enough.
Well, let's just leave it that way. All right, I'm gonna have you guys stick all your colored pencils in here and we'll pass them along.
And I'm finish that later.
Andrew, you did a good job. Now, I would have given you an A+ if you had moved on to collecting the colored pencils, but you got an A. You did a good job. Okay, Yotaku, let's hear, more than 100 years ago, 1850s, somewhere in that time, all right? We're in Japan. Let's just pretend we're there. And before cars, before computers, before anything, and these fishermen who are not educated, they do not read and write necessarily because they're fishermen. There they go, fishermen. And so they go out fishing, and in the seas near Japan, there's amazing different diversity of fish. And so how do you prove to your fellow fishermen, because men will be men, and they were all men, men will be men, and they say, my fish was bigger than yours, and my fish had the finest tail, or just practical, I had 24 fish and you only paid me for 10. So how do you record that? Well, they had oodles and oodles of this stuff called sumi ink, which is a Japanese ink made of, believe it or not, like some soap and charcoal. So they kind of smushed it all together, and whenever anybody needed some, they'd pull out their stick of sumi ink, rub it on a ceramic plate, and then add water, and you've got yourself a bunch of really fast, cheap ink. So they take a big old brush, slap their fish, and take a big piece of rice paper, because rice paper is plentiful and ubiquitous there, and you just slap that puppy on there, and you have your look, boss, 24 fish. They're all up there. Okay, now I don't know if the boss is checking to see if he doesn't do them twice, but those are the details we don't really worry about. So it was a way to tally a catch with all the catch, and it was a way to start to boast with your friends. And it kind of, obviously fell out of favor when the fishing industry could be more regulated, and you probably have computers now weighing them and all that. But in the 80s, it was kind of popular, and then it fell out of favor. And then all of a sudden in the aughts, is that what we call them? 2000s, people just started going like, let's read. I think they just said, let's do something easy, because it is kind of an easy thing to do. And that's one of the reasons why we love doing this. So let us move Isla's dude out of the way, and we are going to, I've got a bunch of different, that's throwaway, I don't know what that is. We're gonna do a bunch of different versions, because I've done this with kindergartners, and I've done this with, me, a more sophisticated person, I always think. And there are many different ways to do this. And if you even Google Yotaku, how to, and by the way, Carolyn, you're going to appreciate this, I suppose. I have a little thing you can snap a picture of, and it has one of the better videos as a link down at the bottom. So we could, it's not hard to, YouTube is
Yeah, you can
a bountiful
send me that
situation.
document and I can post it.
Here's that. Okay. So meet your rabbit fish. All right, here it is. We are only going to be printing one side. You can see with the examples that there's really only one side that's needed. So for your information, you can flip it over and start fresh if you want. The other side, I have 3 fish here, and you print one after the other on the same side as well. I also have all these scrap pieces of paper that I hope that you will it's easy to use these underneath your fish print, and then you can just swap them out. So as we clean up our tables and get rid of all the extra stuff that you guys don't need, you can start to all take some of these. I'm not, one of who chose this anyway? I think it was Yes, you chose this as the example for what we're gonna do today. Because I gave you all these options, and my only internal rolling of my eyes is that it's like one of the most I don't want to say messy, but it's just one of the most. Everybody's gonna do it differently, and I'm excited to see, but let's just hold our breath. Let's just do this. All right, so I'm gonna show you the first way that might be the easiest. So when you meet your fish, you're gonna start to see a lot of little parts that move. I've got a fin, the side fin, I've got the dorsal fin, which is the upper one. I've got a tail that's all like constricted and nervous looking, like a dog tucking his tail underneath his back legs. And I've got the pectoral or the dorsal is the top, pectoral fins are the bottom. Yeah, that works. So a lot of fish don't need much help, but sometimes it's fun just to pin the fish a little bit, you know, and if you look at YouTube, you'll see, and I really don't want you to get into the pinning because we don't really have a bunch of cardboard underneath our sheets. But if you were really into it and you had this fancy fish or an octopus with its, you know, people do all sorts of undersea creatures. And you could really get into it, but the pinning of it is one of those snobby parts where if you really love this, you say, well, I'm going to pin it and look like it's going to be floating through the water quickly. So its little tail is going to be uplifted and then you could pin it that way. And you have to talk like that too with your nasal situation.
So what do you pin it to actually? Just
Well, I have this paper bag, but I would use a piece of cardboard, much easier, right? But I'm not going to pin you guys. I'm going to show you that you can pin a fish that may need wrangling in its fin area. So if it needs wrangling, the pins are here in this little container.
But don't pin into the table.
But the table will resist. We don't know why. And I also have a chair full of paper towels. And when you buy your fish from the market, you didn't see me do this, but in the bathroom, I was washing the fish with soap in the sink. In the ladies' room, Andrew. So if you feel like you want to avoid that little journey, there you go. It doesn't. So I'm wiping it with a towel, and some of them as they get older, yeah, they get pretty wet. Let's just get going here. All right, so there are choices to be made. If you have Sumi ink or India ink, Sumi ink is spelled S-U-M-I and it's on that sheet of paper. They have YouTube videos where you just take a brush. Hold on, where's the brush? They're over here. Yes, here we go. And the Sumi ink is just spread across the fish and a piece of paper is put on top. Paper, you guys, paper.
That's a scratch.
Yeah, that's all for underneath. I've got a whole stack of it.
You said there was another one that had information on it?
Oh, that's up here.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Catching it.
You guys, see, flip it over. You don't need all the words. That's like, it's like my husband's law.
Yeah. So we're using this to just.
To keep, because you're gonna have ink kind of going
To
everywhere.
absorb, so 2 or 3 pieces each, or,
You guys are overthinking this.
sorry.
It's just to keep the table from having acrylic ink
Got
on it shortly. So I'm putting this right here. That's a good spot. Okay. Paper that you print on, that is the secret. This washi paper is I think it's an umbrella term for all sorts of papers that would include mulberry paper. You guys know maybe more than I. There's a lot of names in Japanese that I don't understand. So rice paper is the stuff you buy in America when you're doing this really fast. And I have sheets of rice paper pre-cut because I love you. Look at that. Oh, and so those are, nobody will use those yet until you deal with the beast that's on the table. So the rice paper comes usually in rolls, but not necessarily. So I'm putting that down there. Now, we're going to talk about printer's ink. This is a water-based printer's ink, which I went out and bought because I thought you should see it all. But I think I'm gonna use this on the rubber fish. That's what these guys are in the sidelines waiting. And I know I'm building up to this thing that's gonna happen. This is a cat toy. But it's symbolic of the day. I think we're gonna just use, these are all the different colors. So let's see what we're gonna do. I've got paper plates there, and you will simply giving birth to a dollop of black is not easy. We'll do, maybe I'll do a little. This is easier to squirt there. I'll do a little of this pale yellow something or other. And just because we're living on the edge of excitement, I'll put a little bit of that. I don't know. We'll see. All right. And so different ways, different folks, different strokes. It's not like we're gonna do anything too hard. So I'm putting a light coating around the eyeballs. I want some of these guys online are like, okay, open the mouth, make sure it's pinned open. Maybe the rabbitfish are called rabbitfish because they have these little teeth. Oh, I'm so moved by this. Okay, so I have a little bit of an open mouth. I do appreciate that. And we're going around the eye. So leave the eye unpainted. And I'm going to move quickly, not because.
Is it like a thin layer?
Yeah, it's definitely a thin layer. And then there's this fin on the side fin. When you need to. Everybody online, it must be a reason, we do not paint that fin because we want to emphasize it with perhaps a different color. Or you go around that fin and leave it blank. So if you mess up, look how I did this. Oh, whoops, I messed up. So now I'm going to go around, there's my front. I'm going to go around that fin. There are two types of rubbings, printings. One is where you put a piece of rice paper over the top of a fish. And you get this piece of rice paper wet. Now, I've never actually done this, but I think it's kind of important. Where's my, there. Gosh, I'm so efficient and I didn't know it. So you get the rice paper wet with this mister. And see, nobody wants to do this online. I mean, there must be a reason. So I think we're going to find out. So we'll just let that do that. So the first method that we think is bad idea is we're going to put, it's maybe a little too wet. So watch this. And this is rice paper in a little manila envelope, and you try not to touch it with your dirty fingers. May or may not work. So I'm going to blot. Some of you are afraid now. This is like getting too exciting. So there's my damp paper, and then the ink would be done over the top. Now, I'm happy to, do I want to do this? Yes, I am. I'm doing this. Now, I probably should take a little more time and slow down, but let's just get on with the show. All right, and hopefully our acrylic is thin enough. I don't know, it's not like Sumi or India ink where it kind of floats through. But maybe I'll give it a little extra. Yeah, I'm thinking this is way too much. We may have to do that all again. Let's try this again, just with a blot. All right. Look at these things. How's that? Let's just blot. So we don't get so much. That's much better. So I haven't lost all the detail. So this is the top-down method. It's a great Japanese name for it, but I don't remember. It even has a hyphen in it. Now, I really do think I should be more careful and only stay along the fish. Maybe it bleeds through to the other side and looks better, but that's, I think, one of the reasons why they don't do it this way. That is forgettable. Okay, so live with the other technique where everybody seems to be happier, and let's do that. If we went away and called relatives and talked for an hour, this guy may dry. It's acrylic paint after all, and it does dry. So we are going to make sure we have a good coat on. And I'm trying to stay off the back paper, but I can shift another piece of paper underneath. And I'm going to, maybe I could use a little blue on the fins. You don't have to, you can make the whole thing black, because the art form, if you hold up the two that are matted on the colorful paper, those are actually black fish that were just black ink, and then all of it is colored pencil. So the idea is that you just get the basic idea.
It froze? Oh. Not there. There we go.
There.
Here.
Where's my fin now? I can't
Can't
find my
because
fin.
it's gonna unplug. It unplugs there. We got that? Yeah, okay.
All right, so I've hit most of the spots that I think I might need paint. And this is, again, one method using acrylic paints and brushes or stamps. And, you know, if I wanted to, I could get into the, you know, like putting stripes or making it into a tiger fish, not a rabbit fish. But also I can do that technique where you just showed the colored pencil that goes through. I know I need this. Okay, so we're gonna pick it up by the corner. And again, it's this is the subtlety where it's a light touch. So it's not smashing anything. We aren't tenderizing chicken breasts. We are gently touching to get to all the parts. Did you notice I pulled out my ugly bottom layer to get, that was a swift move on my part, I know, and I don't think that was caught on film. So I'm going around and just touching all the areas. If I didn't talk and this were done in my kitchen or wherever people do things, it's just, it's like a mindful yoga retreat. And you're just feeling for the edges, and your fingers, you don't realize how sensitive they are. How the mouth, we may have to fix the mouth, which is all done afterwards with the magic of pencils and other things. I'm a little worried my tail may not show up, but let's just see. So you can pick it up. Oh, didn't get that corner. Let's push down. Oh, I really didn't get that corner. So I'm going to demand a little more paint. By the way, I have water containers over there. So the acrylic, it's okay. It's okay. So if I hated it and I was like, more paint, you can go back and do more, you know, before I pulled it all off. So like there, I didn't get his bottom jaw, but right now you're thinking, that's not very exciting, but that's why we have rubber fish. Okay, so then let's do our rubber fish demo as quick as a wink. And the reason, I know, rubber fish, let's get a paper underneath. Let's use this block ink. I think I'm gonna use a paper plate again, because we do not have running water, we don't get too excited. And the block ink is a water-based. And I do have other colors, red and green, but sometimes it's just as easy to stick with black. Oh. Okay, so a brayer is what printers use to evenly coat a thing. And so you can just do this. Yes, you can paint it with the brush. I mean, it's all good. I sometimes just hold it up and make life easy because it wiggles and it's not slimy and life is okay. I've got cotton balls behind me and Q-tips to wipe the eyes if you think those are offensively black. It's much easier to color those eyes in when they're not blackened. Yes, and you're like, this is so awkward. I don't know. Amy, I hate this. Oh. Amy, this is terrible. What are you doing? Well, then move over to your, you know. Gosh, did she just mix two types of paints? Wow, what a rebel. What an exciting lady. I bet she just, it's a barrel of fun on Saturday night. Wow. Yes. So I'm hitting all the parts that I really want. I'm gonna wrap my paper around the body of the fish as far as I can go, so I do have to paint those as well as can be. All right, I think it's ready to ride. Okay, get the paper ready. We have to flip her over. Thank you, thank you. It's kind of dirty there, but let's just do it anyway. Yeah. All right, so light fingers.
So you didn't miss that paper.
No, that was, I'm doing like a 2-day workshop in 1 hour. There's that technique which I have not seen done beautifully, but I'm sure that a big 400-pound fish from the ocean is much easier to do if you lay a piece of paper over it that's wet and it conforms to the body. Then you'll be, and then you just dab colors on the back, and it's not this thick ink, but sumi ink, which is really watery. Yeah. It would work better. But again, I'm not a fan of it. I think it's, I like putting it right on the old fish, you know, and if you're any kind of fun spirit, you like touching that fish and putting paint on it. So let's not deny ourselves a thrill. All right, so I'm curling it around. I'm not over worrying. Am I? Okay, so let's just get this puppy up off the table. Let's see how it looks. Do we have a mouth? Oh, we do. Oh, it's so beautiful. The bottom rubber fish are the best. Okay, so, oh, look at that. I folded my paper. Very, very irresponsible of me. Yes, very irresponsible. This is easily fixed with, is that a pencil? By golly. You know, going back after it dries and you're gonna, this is blue, but you can go back in with black and you can fix this, fix that, put more. So this is just like the outline almost, the template. Before I forget, I do have some underwater doodads that you may decide are just the answer for your background, because this dude is floating in space. It's a very aesthetically pleasing thing. We love that. Love my stuff. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, maybe that one. Good idea. All right. I don't know. We'll see how this works. So this is big. Let's do small. I was walking and I said, what looks like underwater plants? And I know you're dying to get busily involved, but just imagine this is you saying, I see seaweed. No, that's terrible. Oh, that's terrible. Let's use a better plant. All right. Goodness, that has seeds all over it now. We are, oh, that's a terrible plant. Anybody help the poor lady. She's losing her, anyway, you can, let's just use one. You can use the paintbrush. Thank goodness for the advice. Oh, yes. We can slow ourselves down. We can use the paintbrush. And maybe it doesn't all get perfectly painted. Oh, that's so much better. Yes, and then you can flip her over on this. It's actually this way. Yeah, my brain's on fire, you guys. Yours is too. Let's flip it this way. And then let's put it like there. Yes, let's do that. And let's take a nice sprayer that hasn't been used. Oh, we just like rolling those things, but I guess this is it, huh? All right, we don't want to press too hard, right? But oh, the satisfaction of rolling, I don't know. It's like cavemen were doing this, I'm sure. So there we have our, I'm feeling confident. Not very, but you can see the hint of my seaweed is going to be there. You can also use shells and these things, and here's a rubber one, but I did print on some of my examples over there, the shell, and then you go back and color those too. So I think we're gonna keep it simple. I've got daubers in this container, daubers for paint. You can also use paintbrushes. Sometimes daubing it is, I don't know, it might be your thing to daub the paint on the fish. Daub. What a word. Let's all daub. So you can daub. That works really well. And then you don't have paint strokes if you are so into this that you end up with paint strokes. So that is the plan. Now, I think I have 3 fish, 1 for each table. And here's all I'm putting stuff in the middle so you can kind of see. This is like clean the fish. Here is a ready to go fish for this table. And you'll just do a print, pull it off. I'll move all this. And you'll maybe do a different type of print, or maybe you'll do seaweed, or you'll do some other things. And so there's our paper. There's our underneath paper. Now these tablecloths can get messy. This can get messy, so if you don't feel like using the paper, life is good. Here's your dead fish. I only got halfway around the room for names. I'm feeling very negligent. So would everybody like to continue on? Andrew, who was sitting next to you? We had. Okay. Yeah. Sandy, okay, Sandy. And then Teresa, who's our elegant social media. Did you all get that? Sandy and Teresa. And then that goes up, that looks great. Then we are going to back row here. Mary, okay. And we already know Gina. Rue, that's a great name. How do you spell that?
Like kangaroo, ROO.
Oh, even better. I was like, are you finding a cooking friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. So I will put these examples on the back. I know you don't need them right now, you're overwhelmed. So let's put all these away. Get your patterns put in your own little pile. You need to have paper plates passed out, get your paint. Did you get a fish? Oh, wow. Here, you need some,
Need a bigger.
this table. So white.
Wendy doing that.
Yep, right down.
Sorry?
Okay.
Because we're gonna show Wendy doing.
And here's, I mean, I can put my friends at this table.
I see why this.
No, this table, Andrew, you're in charge.
You and was.
All right, scramble this stuff.
You guys gonna do that together?
Beautiful, we'll just put them on here.
Might have a new series start.
There it is. And then you say white
Rather than
back,
scanning
we'll get
birds.
these For you. So here.
Dead birds, dead fish.
Yeah. So this, yes. Go
Well,
get
you're honoring them in a way, Wendy. It's honoring them, right? Yeah.
Pressed it out.
I didn't do it way, but the birds.
They're dead anyway. We're not killing them for the art.
Yes, first you can borrow my fish.
Oh, thank you. Did you get a paper plate for all your ink and stuff? I'll even deliver it. So there's not really much black in there. There's red,
You don't want it. Rue's not doing that.
white,
Rue's not.
and yellow, but at this table here's black.
Oh.
Black. And someone should just start with the rubber fish. We've got like 3 rubber fish up here. So squirt out some black on your table, on your plate, on your table, which is, that's the black's over there.
Okay, that's
This is
navy.
also kind of fun. It's netting.
This is
You can
black.
roll over this and make it look sources.
It's the same
Yeah,
color.
just like the fishes escaping. Better. All right. And who needs a easy, wonderful fish?
Even with the glove.
Oh, no, I'm looking for the black paint.
Okay, the black paint. Let's get you guys.
Okay.
Can this be used?
Yes, roll it on that paper. Just take that whole setup right there.
Take this
Oh.
whole thing.
And this is, and yeah, I've got.
You want me to take it?
There's some paint for your paint. Here's some paint.
There's this too.
And if you need a little water, there's little water cups on those card tables. Up there.
Oh, you got one of
Okay, put some black on there.
This is acrylic.
That is acrylic. Yes. So the choices again for ink, if you're at home, India ink, black acrylic paint. And printer's ink. Printer's ink is sticky and it's really good for, well, it's about the same as the thicker acrylic paint.
Any special instructions if I had students?
Wait,
If you have sumi, it's very
You have
thin, so
your-
you just brush it over the top. According, since I don't have, I just did it with India ink. You brush it over the whole thing and it looks like it's all black, and then you press lightly and
Sorry, we will.
it looks good. The other thing is that there is a ghost print. So you do one and you may then say, oh, it's so filled in, I don't have detail. And then you do the ghost print. Yes.
Yeah, and so
That's
that's a great idea.
Yes.
Oh, I
The ghost print is sometimes done, I think there's an example. Oh, there, see, there's the, I just did other things, and I got a little crazy, there I go to bring her behind it, so it's a friend who swims next to the other guy.
It was very nice to meet you.
It's all right, I mean, so that's like a one day.
Well, one of those
Yeah.
dance.
Yeah. Ghost print, it's like a blotter, and I read up on that, and it's either one.
Whichever you prefer.
Yeah, there, if you wanna get all obsessed, you can maybe find opinions, but everybody seems to say, do not worry about which side of the rice paper you use. Because everybody has an opinion. The black. Yeah, you guys have a pile, you want to pile over there? It was neither. No, I think, Karen, you are on the roll. You've got like, yeah. And try to do it as evenly as possible, isn't that hilarious? What does she mean, evenly as possible? This is. Yes, I know, it's like, how do you make sense of this? Here was the thing I was looking for. This is a soft roller for your plants. So when you flip over your plants onto your paper, try the soft roller.
all right, cool.
I don't know, you can do whatever you like. Did anybody need a dead fish? I have one dead fish that was alive and I have a dead fish that never was. I can't believe we don't have this. When you do a big fat fish like this is very cool. First of all, let's wipe away around your pins.
Oh, that's right.
Because, well, it's like, well, no, just around, it's like a, that's too much space, but for some reason, like, if you were to go just a thin ghost line around the fins, here is the professional result of that. Love Not my professional result, but the pictures online. You know, some people don't do it, but there it is. This is actually backward. There's like a shadow, and what that does when you have a little. You're literally creating the illusion of depth because you've lifted the fin, which will be colored at some point, off the back of the fish. Because you've left some little tiny, it's not even a shadow, it's like a halo. So this is a,
I didn't have enough.
somebody say ghost print, we were talking about ghost prints right here. After you do the main one, and you see how it's barely as only black.
Sorry.
Barely touched with the ink. And the artist just filled it in with a watercolor. And then if you go.
Here's
we did it twice. So
So
if you get a print that isn't very developed. Remember, it's almost as if you get to finish the fish in your own way, so. You get to add black pencil, pen, more paint with a brush if you want. Look, when you look at this closely, look how little black there is on that fish.
Really?
It's mostly paint afterwards.
Okay, so you said it doesn't matter,
There is no.
Amy, now what are you putting on?
Yes. I'm so sorry, Carolyn, we love you.
There.
But you can
So-
do blue or something. You don't-
This isn't a picture of when you get really close, if we can, you'll see there's very little black ink that printed the first fish, the big blue one. Oh, absolutely. And I brought some watercolor pencils, which are really easy to use, and also liquid watercolor. So when we get to that stage, maybe that'll work. And then here's the shadow, or it's called the ghost print of the end of the fish. And it was just printed twice.
Yeah, yeah.
And they did not attend to any of the coloring on that because you can see that the artist wanted
It's like one that's like
far
going
away.
away.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. So
yeah.
the plants are what is most,
And the plants are cool too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
and you can almost see, is it in front of the plants? Is it behind the plants?
Right.
Does it matter? No, it really, it's, see, now that's great. All right.
So now I just put
And
this
let
on
that
top.
dry, which doesn't take any
Yes.
time.
Yeah,
and
and you
start
just
to have your own.
You cut it to print it.
You have a piece that's slightly longer.
Yes, I love that you need a longer piece, yes.
I'm a fisher,
No,
so I have done this with watercolor, on a piece of watercolor.
I should have had you bring all your.
Which I'll bring in sometime. And then I painted that one, but I pressed, and I did right by it. And maybe I got down for 2 weeks in Saturday. But I did not fish for create.
I can't, that would be so exciting to have like. Oh, I'm so envious. Let me get a scissors. Okay, all right, I'm
It's just a
really.
little bit longer.
That's
Not
kind of
a
interesting.
Yeah.
piece.
There you go.
Maybe,
Yeah, because this gets cumbersome when it starts to go crazy.
I've never used this paper.
Well, it's
Very absorbent.
it is. I think that's the secret. Mulberry paper is thicker. And your hands are so beautiful. You can see that you're really too fancy for this little plant.
It caught my
Yeah,
attention.
let's try pictures. We need to get these pictures.
On the-
I don't know where
that's
the
Mark Twain
phone
buried or
camera
something
thing
like
is.
that.
And even you with a wing broken, you can do
There's
this.
a bunch of other famous English names over there.
Nobody needs them.
Yeah, let's-
These you can buy online, Carolyn, which is, they're,
This is detailed though, right? As like all the fins and everything.
it smells less. I don't know.
Well, better.
Yeah, if anybody has any lunchtime cravings, I bet you don't now with all the. fish
Really?
sauce.
Cause I want sushi so badly.
Does anybody need?
Well, what does I do with the rabbit?
I'll take it.
Okay, good. So Teresa is going to play, if you throw your eyes her way, she's printed some ink on the net.
Yeah.
And then she put it on there and she's going to put
I
it
did reverse, I did it. that down under.
Perfect. Oh, it's all good.
See where it was.
Yes, the cake is upside down and it's happy. Okay, Andrew, you're obsessed. Now let's move on. Be brave. Be brave. Now, would you like your own cod?
That one looks too big, so.
Hey, you know what?
This one.
Oh, wait, you guys, you don't have to do the whole fish. Did you all see that
Ah.
picture? Wherever I lost it, but you can do the, there it is. Look at this creative picture, remember?
Yeah.
So, I mean, oh, that looks beautiful, Gina. Holy moly. Yes, and see now you just fill in the eyes, so like
Yeah.
everything gets filled in, even his. Because now you're gonna round and tuck his little. Oh, you're doing, wow.
You don't have to.
Mary has skills. Mary has skills. She's showing off over here. You should watch. You should watch it. What was that?
You don't have to use black, right?
Oh, heavens, no, it's just tradition because the Sumi was black. It is, we're honoring the tradition and then you can go wild, all right? Yeah. It's also,
Did you do it?
it frees you up. It's like a coloring book. I mean, they don't really do coloring books in color for a reason, so that you can apply your own aesthetics on top of the basic stuff. I don't know why we decided black was neutral, but I felt like somebody did. I mean, maybe.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
He lived in Japan for 4 years, so. I especially Japanese.
Well, that looks great. I'm excited. I'm sorry, I just got my breath taken away. That looks great. Your rabbit dish is popping. See, and if you hated whatever happened there, that means like you gotta slip that piece of paper out before you rinse it. By the way, next time that'll take care of that. But if you hate that, go get some plates or get this thing or, and put something there so that you know. Yeah.
It wasn't. Yeah.
He's a fast one.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So what else can
I think
we
it's
show
better
you
than
when we
the
do
fish.
So I wanna start.
Huge.
I know, that's a big.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to do a little mini demo as, I don't think we can stay for a while.
Can I turn the fish on the other side?
Of course.
We have 7 minutes before we need to wrap up.
Oh, wow.
Darren, come eat the fish. You'll love it. Darren? Darren? What's the matter, Darren?
He's right the other way.
Then we'll convince him to stay longer.
Funny.
So let's say you're doing this at home with your very own salmon that you went to. Where did you go again, Mary? You went somewhere.
Now I was up in Florence, Oregon.
All right, so somewhere not too far, and you were ready to start coloring. And you can pull out, you know, the innocuous guns of watercolor pencils, but it is fun to pull out like liquid watercolor. There you go. Now I got it. I do that recently? I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna have to, yes, we can clean up fast, I promise. I'm an expert.
Very.
I know if we should stop the Zoom now, Carolyn, what do you think?
I'll show Carolyn really quick what they do.
Yeah. Do you want me to move it?
Hello. Yes, let's put it,
Okay.
I was like, I don't know how to turn it.
Well, it's not just Carolyn, it's people watching after the fact too.
Oh.
Because we're gonna post this on YouTube.
On my best behavior. Wow. Okay, what did I reveal already? All right, well, here we have dried prints. And that's that big fish. I mean, it's the rubber one. And they're nice and plain, but I have some watercolors that they're liquid watercolors. and easily done, just to, because acrylic is permanent when dried, you can just watercolor over the whole thing. And it honestly, it fits the, I don't know why I'm using green. Are there any green fish out there? Not too many.
think she said it doesn't matter. Do they just frame that piece of paper? Is that what they do?
Yes, yeah, yes, they would frame this and it's as simple as that. And then they remember, of course, their trophy. It's almost as if, you know, mammal hunters, they put the big heads on the side of their summer hunting lodges. Well, these smart Japanese people will put the flat, I guess more, well, just
Non-cadaver.
I was, now I'm trying to be like, yeah, there's nothing meaty about them and they're just lovely memories or fleeting ephemeral sort of beautiful memories of the fishing expedition. And so a lot of people are doing this as cool, rich people trips where they go to Florida and they do deep sea fishing with the big reels and they reel their catch in and they print them right there on the boat. And then they can throw the catch back.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
I like that idea too. Oh, the ink just washes right off. And you can eat the fish if they've, like, we could wash our fish and eat them and they'd be fine. Or folks back out there at home, you can refreeze them for another smelly episode in your art life. And they refreeze and the smellier they get and the mushier the eyeball, the more people love you and remember the experience. All right, so I've colored my fish with happiness and I mean, these colors, this is a tropical fish for sure. So happy day for, and again, one can slow life down and get all obsessive about using watercolor pencils, or you can get very, I'm not sure the permanent markers are the answer because they look so.
What about a watercolor wash?
Watercolor wash, that would be wonderful.
But then have to start with a waterproof ink.
Oh,
If you're gonna put,
Right.
if you, this is water soluble, if you use the acrylic and let it dry 100%.
Look at that, it's not moving at all, it's not
Yeah.
melting or doing anything, and it will lighten up as it dries.
Sumi and some of those other inks, they reactivate, so you.
Yeah.
Aging wet, near that.
But if you, I mean, if you're like petting it like a dog, it will really smear. But if you're blotting it with your blotter, you won't smear as much.
I learned how to make an eyeball. That's what made it different.
And then the eyeball, you all have to put your eyeballs on later.
Yeah.
That's the,
Add your eyeball.
yeah,
Where it's gonna be.
you won't believe how brilliant you'll feel.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
Yeah, the mouth was hard.
Now, the mouth you do later with a black, like paint,
oh, okay.
like this, literally. Yes, you kind of dissolve some with a pencil.
I use the wet hand
Black
pushing on
paint
it, and then put
and
it down
wherever
the
you're-
holes, and then-
Tina, show the camera.
Just the one. So you could just, you know, add your.
Carolyn, wanna see my fish?
Ooh, that is cool. That's so detailed.
Kinda fun.
Is that from a real one or the rubber?
That's the rubber one.
That's very cool.
Yeah,
Well, we could lie. Lying is good.
we heard you.
Turned out great.
So you can add, I mean, look, I can make this thing any old fish I wanted to, and if you say, oh, it's so dark up there.
Oh, yeah.
Show you mine?
So, yeah.
So this is with the rubber fish and the netting.
Pencils or pens or anything.
Oh, that's nice.
So
And
for those people who have.
This is the real fish,
Oh, yeah.
print 1 and then print 2,
Oh, my gosh.
less.
I want to do some.
Yeah. It's messy.
It's a polite mess.
That's so cool.
Very cool.
Nice.
It's a, any brushes or things, throw them in this bucket here.
I'm going to the ladies' room.
Ooh,
Ooh,
nice.
very nice.
Ooh, I like
You
that.
do the eye really well. Yeah,
I just didn't do the.
I like the pink and blue.
Yeah, I
I do
like
too.
colors, yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. Thank you.
So
That's very nice.
So I did a little trash with the trash is here. There we go. Oh, keep those. You can still use them. Oh, no, mate, those aren't prints. Those are your extra things. I was gonna say, every piece of rice paper you should keep and then use it again for something else to print, you know, because it is, that is rice paper. And so you can practice doing other things like, this is, I'm not saying rice paper is.
Gonna be so obvious.
You're worth it. Rice paper is expensive, and so you keep every bit of rice paper you can and play around with what could happen, possibly might happen, and then you have those pieces. Look at you, pro.
Do you want painted,
The bathroom.
painted?
I don't want any painted leaves.
Okay.
You just keep the leaves as you wish, and we'll just make it as simple as possible.
Again.
It's not painted, so. Here, let's choose some more.
Nice.
I think that was paper.
She
Here.
says they get lighter as they dry too.
Here's our fish.
That's so cool.
You
Yeah.
like?
That's
Oh, that's a
beautiful.
panfish. Look at how.
But it's a cool thing. That's.
Can you show yours?
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
That's why my life-
Amy, that's gorgeous.
The Amy.
Wait, she should take this.
Yeah, I just
saw
knew
it.
it.
Watercolor pen.
fencing.
Now, just starts the whole process again. Definitely.
Other,
You know what, maybe he was too wet, I don't know.
I didn't do another thing, I just reprinted, so I think you
This is a journey for you to enjoy. And I'm not saying that's great now, but
I can watercolor.
we all look at these pictures and I'm going to show you all go in there, okay? More, now that you have the eyeball for them, let's look at some of the professional ones. Let's start to see how subtle. All right, let's just check this out, Mary. Maybe, I mean, that didn't have much black.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, I mean, this, for heaven's sakes, doesn't have much black. This was refined,
That's a whale.
refined all afterwards. The whale, what else do we have here? I think
This one.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna put these down right here. so you won't have them.
That's nice.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah. They live it, breathe it. I play it.
All
right. Throw it in, if you are going there, yes, but if not, throw it in that container of water and I will also.
Take the fish, it's nice.
I'm very bright.
I did not. Oh, you did, and very neat.
That's a big old fish.
It's a tilapia.
There it is.
You guys get going, but it is great to see you. Have fun.
It's 12:04. So I'm gonna stop the Zoom so the file's not huge. I think we got everything.
I'm gonna stop your recording.
Thank you, Amy, very much. It was wonderful.
Carolyn, thank you.
Bye. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. It was great.